Let's sort of hash this out with my friend, the Wall Street Journal associate editor, crackerjack writer, John Bussey. We've also got Republican pollster Lee Carter and the After the Bell co-host Connell McShane. Connell, where is this going?
Well, if you have to assume by the reports that we're getting, and not confirmed yet, that there will be some sort of an agreement on a short-term continuing resolution by this afternoon or over the weekend, then I think the next question is, what do the next, say, 3 weeks look like?
Right.
This has been a losing political issue for the president. If you just try to keep it simple, I know it's Lee's department to look at the data, but we had the Fox numbers the other night, and 51% were blaming him, only 34% congressional Democrats. So over the next 3 weeks, if the president agrees to this, what can he get out of the Democrats so we're not right back in this same situation less than a month from now?
How much is this polling pressure coming into play?
You know, I don't think that much. I think the president has been willing to take this on. I think when you look at approval ratings of how this is being handled, 5 and 10 approve of the Democrats, 5 disapprove of the Democrats, 6 and 10 disapprove of the Republicans and the president. That's not that different. I think people are blaming them both right now and saying this is ridiculous, get a deal done. I think you're looking at things like happening today when you're seeing airports closing and it's getting more and more personal to people. They're saying this is getting ridiculous. Come on, put yourselves, self-interest to the side. But I do think this. I think that the president is very, very focused on keeping his word on the wall. Because the one thing that the president has not lost in all of the polling numbers is that gone up and down and vacillated, and his approval ratings gone all over the place. 9 in 10 Americans believe that he's going to do what he says he's going to do, that he believes in the policies that he's out there advocating for.
Well, the only way he gets that now is an emergency declaration, right?
That's the only way he can get it now. But if he goes right now and says, look, at least we need a down payment, he's not backing off the deal and saying, I'm not, we're going to go forward without it. So I think that we're not going to see a complete compromise there. I don't think he's going to back down entirely. I was surprised to see him backing down off the State of the Union address. That doesn't seem in character. So anything, I guess, could happen. But I think that number is very, very important to the president and his trust.
If you get a temporary deal or whatever, the State of the Union back on next week, because I think we all canceled our hotel. I don't know what
Find somebody to stay with.
Yeah, really. All right.
Exactly.
What do you think?
Majority of polls say that the public is blaming the president and the Republicans on this, and there'll be kind of variations.
And certainly reflected in that GOP powwow in the Senate.
Yeah,
so going at each other.
And you're beginning to see some senators kind of voting for Democratic proposals as well. Look, Nancy Pelosi still has the president where she wants him, committed to this structure, this wall. A down payment on the wall in any agreement, that's what's being proposed. What does that mean? You could see that as an off-ramp, Neil. Maybe what they end up agreeing to is more border security funding, and that could be for drones, for people, for facilities, with no mention of a wall, and that is used by the president perhaps as a kind of a political fig leaf to sort of marshal on and bring it up again later on. But Nancy Pelosi sees no political gain in giving him what he wants out of his campaign promises. At a certain point, the population is going to say a pox on both your houses. That's what she has to worry about.
All right. And your fine newspaper, the Wall Street Journal, is indeed reporting that the president is considering a 3-week stopgap spending bill that would start today, and it would reopen the government while negotiations over border security funding would continue, including that aforementioned wall. The White House is making tentative plans to get ready for this, and has apparently got broad backing by Republicans. That would seem to be obvious. But again, it would beg the issue, Connell. This is the original plan that the president himself nixed.
He backed himself
when Mitch McConnell was ready to go with it.
He backed himself into a corner here. I mean, if you step back and look at what we've gone through here over the last month, you're right. The president could have had this particular deal. That's why I'm saying the next 3 weeks will be interesting, because to John's point, I don't see, and from what you're saying, the Journal is reporting now, it's not in there, what the motivation would be. Just if you step back and not try to take a side on it, and you say, what would be the incentive for Democrats to give him this quote-unquote down payment on the wall that he wants so badly right now? And I just don't see one, because the public, again, is blaming the president more than they're blaming the Democrats. And if we get to that point where they're all being blamed equally, I don't know where that line is, but we're not there yet. Right now, the president's taking more of the blame. So from Nancy Pelosi's point of view, she just doesn't have the incentive to go there.